us now understand what is an interview schedule and how many different types of interview schedule are there. Interview is a face-to-face meeting between an interviewer and interviewee, and interview schedule is thus the schedule which consists of questions which need to be posed to the interviewee. Interview schedule can be of three types: structured interview schedule, semi-structured interview schedule, and unstructured interview schedule. When we say structured interview schedule, it's a replica of questionnaire. It consists of all the questions and items which need to be posed to the respondent, and they are put in a definite sequence to the respondent. Semi-structured interview schedule consists of broad questions which are followed by specific questions or probing questions. And unstructured interview schedules consist of no questions, but researcher, who is also an interviewer, has all the questions in mind. He has prepared a draft but is carrying all the questions in mind and posts the questions as per the context in which he meets or faces the interviewee. Now let's see how we arrive at the content of the interview schedule. The content of the interview schedule is arrived in the similar manner as arrived for the questionnaire. That means you start with study purpose, break down the purpose into research questions, and research question is further broken down into criterion questions, and for each criterion question you decide the item or questions to be included in the interview schedule. The various types of questions can form part of the interview schedule. That means structured interview schedule and the semi-structured interview schedule. The various types of items that can be included in the structured interview schedule are the same as can be included in the questionnaire, and these include dichotomous response type, that is alternate response type, where the person has to select from the two alternate responses; multiple choice type, where the person has to select the answer from the given alternatives; and multiple response type, where a person has to select from the given alternatives the answers which are applicable; rating items, which require the respondent to rate a phenomena, to rate an individual, to rate a process on a 5-point scale, on a 7-point scale, and so on; and forced choice items, which require the respondent to select from the given two statements. So the researcher forced the respondent to answer, and there can be open-ended items or questions in the interview schedule. The types of question in semi-structured interview schedule can be of two types, that is general or broad questions, which are followed by specific questions or probing question. So funnel sequence is used as far as the interview schedule is concerned. Now see an example when I say general or broad question. How do you plan instruction? This is a broad question posed to the respondent, and the specific questions which may follow this broad question, depending upon the response from the respondent, may include: how do you sequence the contents of a topic, or what principles you take into consideration while sequencing the content of a topic. How do you select media for teaching learning? How do you select evaluation techniques, or how do you generate interaction by planning for activities before you go to the class? These may be some of the probing questions which may be posed to the respondent in interview session.